Welcome to Hitman Boxing. Hit that like and subscribe button right now. Not now, but right now. Listen, let's talk some boxing. The first half, we'll talk boxing. Second half, we'll talk a little bit more boxing, but we're going to get on these fighters just a little bit because I'm feeling like making fun of somebody right now. So let's go ahead and get into this video. Errol Spence has provided us with his plan moving forward. He's provided us with his 3-fight plan, which includes Shawn Porter, the Pacquiao-Thurman winner, and then Terence Crawford. And I'll explain to you why this makes a ton of sense and why people out there just have to stop hating and just have to be patient. Because it's a very, you know what, we'll break things down a little bit down the road. But let's get into the first fight. We know Errol Spence has been trying to get these fights for the longest time, ever since he came on the scene. When he came on the scene, he called out Keith Thurman. He wanted Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman wanted no parts of that. Floyd Mayweather offered Keith Thurman an opportunity to fight Errol Spence on his undercard. Keith Thurman declined. Keith Thurman should have took that fight because it would have made sense for him to knock off a prospect early on in his career. Instead of waiting for Errol Spence to continue to get better, which he has done, which he continues to do. And now you had a guy in a position who's not in a position to beat the fighter. But we're a little bit ahead of ourselves. Let's rewind back just one more, okay? We'll talk about Errol Spence and Shawn Porter because that fight is official. We heard Shawn Porter previously say that he had signed his portion of the contract, right? And he said that he was waiting on Errol Spence to sign his portion of the contract. Well, more disinformation from the Porter camp because the Porters are nothing but some fucking pimps. Like his father pimps out his son. But that's nothing new, right? When you wear fucking zoot suits to fucking fights, that's what you do. You a fucking pimp. And to pimp your son, well, you know, that's a horrible thing to do. But if you want to exploit him, by all means, get your money. But the time for that is come and gone because now Shawn Porter will have to face Errol Spence. Errol Spence has the IBF championship. Shawn Porter has the WBC championship. A lot of people out there like to joke and say that Errol Spence is taking something. They say, hey, look at Errol Spence's nipples. He's got puffy nipples. Well, let me tell you something. I'm a grown-ass man. I don't look at other men's nipples because, well, I don't like to be on that side of the tracks, if you know what I'm saying. Now, Errol Spence will have to undergo strict VADA testing if he's fighting for the WBC championship. Matter of fact, once he beats the living shit out of Shawn Porter, he's going to have to do drug testing round the clock, just like everybody else does in the Clean Boxer program for the WBC. And then, wow, all those steroid rumors are going to go away. Or you guys are going to be like, oh, well, Errol Spence looks a lot smaller in this fight with Shawn Porter. He must have been on something. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Shawn Porter must be on something too because his teeth are so fucking big, he can't even fucking close his mouth. Okay? How about what Shawn Porter's on, huh? 5'2", look like a fucking tank, huh? Bullying motherfuckers around the ring, playing football. It's boxing, not football. You picking niggas up, throwing them in the corner and shit like that. What the fuck is this shit, man? He playing WWE. This is boxing, okay? But let's not get too off topic. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. The fight should take place in September. Errol Spence is finally getting an opportunity to add a second world title to his current IBF championship. And I believe he will beat Shawn Porter. If Shawn Porter tries to come out there and box like he did with Ugas, the bottom line is, in order for Shawn Porter to be effective against Errol Spence, he's going to have to employ those same tactics. He's going to have to get on the inside, rough Errol Spence up. Because he's not going to be able to use his jab. He's not going to be able to outbox Errol Spence. Errol Spence is too long, too rangy for him. He's going to have that jab in his face all night if he decides to box Errol Spence. We know Shawn Porter has a little bit of a boxing ability, but we don't tune in to watch Shawn Porter fucking box. We tune in to see Shawn Porter get rough and rugged in there and hurt his opponents. Kind of like what he did to Andre Berto. You know, swole up both his eyes and Andre Berto was crying and he got stopped. So now, Shawn, it's your turn. It's your turn to get stopped, Shawn. You know, you better eat all the fucking candy and sweets you can with them big fucking teeth, them coochie cutters you got. Just enjoy your time, man. Enjoy your camp. Because after this, it's over for Shawn. That belt will be gone. Shawn Porter, thing of the past. Kenny Porter will no longer exist. No more green fucking suits. No more shiny Puff Daddy suits. We don't have to watch that shit no more. All right? Shawn Porter's a crafty guy. He's trying to get into Errol Spence's head. He said that Errol Spence says that he's jealous of him, jealous that he's gotten a gig on Fox and he's a commentator and all this stuff, this and that. But, you know, nobody's really jealous of Shawn Porter because Shawn Porter doesn't make a lot of money, okay? In comparison to maybe me or some of my listeners, he makes a lot of money. But in terms of, you know, boxing and making money, he's on the lower tier of things. He's not the A side. Nobody tunes in to watch Shawn Porter. Nobody's like, hey, what you doing tonight? Oh, I'm going to this Shawn Porter fight. No, nobody fucking says that, all right? Nobody is in fucking Cleveland talking about Shawn Porter. Ain't that where he from? Cleveland, but he lives in Vegas, and now he says he's from... I don't know. You know, it's confusing to me. He's not from the Midwest as far as I'm concerned. Yo, this squeak, come on. I got a puppy now, guys. That's why I ain't been able to make all these videos. My puppy over here wilding, chewing up clothes and bones and shit. It's just crazy, man. But back on topic. Errol Spence, Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter is going to get stopped for the first time in his career. I do expect him to fight dirty. I do expect to see a lot of headbutts. You know, I expect to see a lot of dirty tactics employed by the Porter camp. But all in all, Shawn Porter will be fucking stopped. And when he's on that fucking canvas with his teeth stuck in the ground, I'm going to be fucking cheering, okay? I'll be happy, all right? This fight makes total sense. You know why it makes sense? Because it's a unification fight. IBF and WBC belt on the line, okay? So Errol Spence will fight Shawn Porter. He will unify those two belts. He will be IBF and WBC champion. Then next, we move on to the Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao winner, which is a fucking clown of a fucking attraction. They're not even doing VADA testing for this fight. You know, Manny Pacquiao is going to be juiced the fuck up to his eyelids. Keith Thurman might take some fucking heroin before the fight so you don't feel none of them fucking punches that he's going to be getting hit with because Pacquiao wants some shit. Going to be moving faster than fucking Speedy Gonzalez in that bitch. Watch. I guarantee you that's going to be a hell of a fight. But if I was a betting man, I'd bet on Keith Thurman to win that fight. Unless they give Manny Pacquiao actual steroids, which could possibly happen because there's no testing. And Manny Pacquiao will come into that bitch looking angry as fuck with that weak-ass fade. He's going to come in there and beat the fuck out of Keith Thurman. But really, it really doesn't matter who wins that fight, you know? Because if the winner of this fight has to fight Errol Spence, you know, we know what happens next. We definitely know what happens next. If it's little Manny Pacquiao, he's going to get stopped. If it's Keith Thurman, oh, you know what? I hope Keith Thurman beats Manny Pacquiao because I would love nothing more than to see Keith Thurman get fucking stopped by Errol Spence. You know why? Because he's been running for his fucking life from Errol Spence ever since the beginning of time. Ever since we started saying the name Errol Spence, Keith Thurman been hiding in caves, faking injuries, talking about he can't fight no more. He's getting married in Kuala Lumpur. Where the fuck is Kuala Lumpur at, huh? I can't find that shit on no fucking map. Huh? We can't even find this guy. Inactive for 2 years. Come back to the ring after 2 years, almost get stopped by a taxi driver. Now you get this Pacquiao fight. Let's see what you can do, Keith. Let's see what you can do. But you know what? You beat Pacquiao, no excuses. The next fight, Errol Spence. So let's say Errol Spence goes into that fight with either Pacquiao or Thurman, you know, unified WBC IBF champion. And then both these two both these two idiots are fighting for the WBA championship when they shouldn't both have a version of the belt anyway. There should just be one champion in every fucking weight class, realistically. And if we're talking about the sanctioning bodies, there should only be one belt per weight class. Not no fucking super, regular, Monday morning diamond champion. Get the fuck out of here with all that bullshit. Excuse me. Now, the part where you guys all want to talk about, right? Y'all love talking about Terence Bud Crawford, the dude from Nebraska. And y'all ever been to Nebraska? I ain't never fucking been to Nebraska. Never ever wanted to go to Nebraska in my fucking life. You know why? Because there ain't shit there. All right? Ain't shit there. Now, Terence Crawford is on Top Rank. Errol Spence fights for PBC, right? We know this. We also know that Bob Arum is bad business. Terence Crawford is not being promoted properly. He's maybe 5 steps down the ladder in terms of who Top Rank wants to promote. Tyson Fury, Vasyl Lomachenko, definitely behind both of those guys. He's definitely not an attraction in terms of the Top Rank stable. They couldn't even get him the Pacquiao fight. You supposed to be Bob Arum's baby boy, and you can't even get the Pacquiao fight. This was supposed to be a fight that you was definitely supposed to get, especially since both of y'all was on Top Rank. Now you got nothing. Y'all getting blackballed. See, we don't discount the fact that Terence Crawford is an amazing fighter, pound for pound fighter. We know this. But he's not in a position to get the fights that he needs. He's got the WBO belt. Errol Spence is running around doing all this work while he sits there, fights the likes of Manny Pacquiao. He's talking about he wants to. I'm sorry, not Manny Pacquiao. Amir Khan, and now they're talking about he's gonna be fighting Kell Brook. Kell Brook is so fucking washed. He got 2 bionic eyes. Like, Kell Brook is not. They can't even. The thing is, they can't even pay Kell Brook enough money to have him fight Bud on pay-per-view. That's the crazy thing, right? But they just had Tyson Fury just signed this big deal, right? This huge fight deal. But they don't take care of Bud Crawford? It doesn't add up. If he's such a big star, if he's such a big attraction, if he's pound for pound the best fighter in the world, as a lot of people say, why is he not in a position to be successful? Why isn't Bob Arum throwing money at these opponents? Why? They talking about, what was the latest? The latest was like, oh, okay, so yeah, there was like, well, Terence Crawford will get 45%, and then Errol Spence gets 45%, right? No, what was it? What was the split? It was some dumb shit, he said. Yeah, it was okay. It was like a 45-45-10 split, and whoever wins the fight gets the extra 10%. What the fuck kind of contract is that? Terence Crawford is not on the same level as Errol Spence. It's the same situation as the Wilder Joshua situation, okay? Now, we know what happened in that situation. We know Anthony Joshua took a loss, lost all his belts, and completely ruined the fight between him and Deontay Wilder. Well, let's hope that same thing doesn't happen with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, because this is the fight I want to see. I don't care who wins the fight. I want to see it, but think about the business side of things. But a lot of people say, oh, I don't think about the business part of it because I'm just a fan. Well, that's fucking dumb, okay? They're not going to fight just because you want them to fight. They're going to fight when the money's right, when the business is right. And if Bob Arum and Top Rank ain't on business, the fight's not going to happen. They need to understand Errol Spence is the A side here. He dictates the terms. Bob Arum seems to think that somehow Terence Crawford. Matter of fact, let me read Bob Arum's statement off. Hold on, where is this shit at? This shit boggles my mind. Here we go. Crawford is the guy that is much better known to the public. If they want to test that, I would say we would get 60 and they, Spence, would get 40. If they want to make it a sporting deal, why don't we do a 45, 45, and 10 for the winner? I would be happy with that. No, I just thought of it now. Oh, you just fucking thought of it now. Bob Arum statement. The bottom line is he knows that he hasn't put Terence Crawford in a position to negotiate with Errol Spence in a positive way. He's the B-side. He's going to have to take the B-side money. If he wants to fight, the terms will have to be right. The money will have to be right. And everything will have to go in favor of Errol Spence. Gloves, ring, referee, judges. That's how that shit works. That's how that shit works. Just ask Floyd Mayweather. But that's all I really got to say about Errol Spence's 3-fight plan. The bottom line is Terence Crawford will be on that fucking plate soon. And he will get stopped just like the rest of them niggas. All right? It should be a good fight, though. As of right now, I'm going with Spence to beat Terence Crawford. I'm sorry. Y'all seem to think that Errol Spence is afraid of fighting Terence Crawford. No. That's not what it is. See, we know that that's the fight to make. So why make this shit for nigga pennies? Hitman Boxing, drop a comment, like the video, subscribe. And if you want to fight for nigga pennies and you listening to this video, then go right ahead. Bum ass motherfucker. Hitman Boxing, I'm out.